Hey guys, what's going on? Flawless Crested Geckos, Will, Audra,
Hi.
coming to you guys yet again. Oh yeah, rocking the hoodie. Hey, definitely, we still have the hoodies.
We do.
Yes.
It's cold right now,
So definitely go to the
run
website.
to our website.
Yes,
to
and
grab
order
these
them, and
hoodies.
we'll get them right
These
out
are the
to you.
best hoodies ever.
Absolutely.
They're so comfortable.
And it's Thursday, so we are rocking and rolling with the series.
Yeah.
We got another episode of the Diamond series.
Yes.
And this is going to be an in-house production.
So excited.
We're going to get off of our high white kick for a little bit and talk a little bit about super dials. And
super dials, ink spots, all the things.
Right. And we tried to kind of jump out the gate with going and acquiring, things that were visually, appealing, thank you, to us, and that really set us in the right direction. But even then, it still took us a couple of years to really get some traction into that program. At least a couple of years. We had a few geckos we wanted that we had to make maneuvers and try to see if we were able to acquire them because they weren't for sale. But luckily enough, a couple of them ended up falling into our hands. And since then, people have tried to buy them from us. So the mom of this little one we're going to show today, or this juvenile we're going to show today, is going to be Gelato. So Gelato we got from Altitude Exotics.
Gelato is absolutely amazing.
Insane. And I think if we didn't get her when we did, we probably wouldn't have. This is a female that I can't speak for other people, but I'm almost certain that Brian would have kept her.
Oh, I'm
almost certain that Brian would have kept her.
He would have kept her.
So again, trying to look for certain markers, certain key details with different lines that you work with as these geckos mature. It's going to be really key in the development of your projects.
It absolutely is.
Especially since we're talking about, our high whites yet again. But with our high white line, it's so hard to distinguish which ones out the gate are going to be home runs. We see so much awesome coverage, deep colors, awesome contrast, that we have a lot of them that come, even siblings come out of the egg and they're like, whoa, that's nice. And then the other way, like, oh yeah, that's okay. And then it kind of up to 20 grams or so, it switches and then passes them.
It's crazy because a few of the actual breeding pairs are like that as well. So like their offspring, all of them come out kind of just unimpressive. One of those, and it's crazy, we're talking about our high whites, is the Yoshi World Star pairing. None of those babies came out like, oh wow, they're going to be amazing, and they are just absolutely blowing us away. On the flip side, like the perfection kids, they come out already looking amazing,
And
so,
Nova Kings.
And Lily Who and Nebula. Lily Who and Nebula had their offspring. When it's good, when it comes out, like right out the egg, it's going to be good.
Right. Right. So, and we talk about that in depth because of the super dial and the way that they develop. There's a lot of lines where you really want to know the parents. You really want to kind of dig into the lineage just to see how they progressed to be what they are, because you don't know whether they came out of the egg, spots everywhere, or, maybe they came out of the egg 1 or 2 spots. This little one we're going to show off came out of the egg with 1 or 2 spots.
And a ruddy dark brown.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, it's okay. But I don't know. Talking about it, I think this is a good key point to kind of show him off. So are you guys needing some assistance with your Crested Gecko breeding programs? Well, check out our Patreon. We've been running it here now for pretty much close to 2 years. Everyone's been extremely excited. We keep adding new perks every time you guys turn around. We give away Xanthics, we give away high whites, we give away lily whites. We actually upgraded this year to, we're giving away over 12 geckos every single year. That averages out to at least a gecko a month, and we've been doing over that. So you are not going to want to miss becoming a part of the Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon family. There's 2 tiers. There's a $50 tier and there's a $100 tier. You get all your funds back in the form of Flawless Crested Gecko savings account. You can take advantage of having 5% additional off by being a Patreon member, as well as having year-round free shipping. You guys are not going to want to miss this, so go head over to patreon.com/Flawless Crested Geckos. There he is. So there's no name for this fella yet. His mom is Gelato. He is absolutely insane. We had no clue that he was literally going to turn up like this. And again, with our projects, a lot of them, pretty much all of them, it really doesn't matter whether it's male or female. We can implement the best of the best across the board in all of our projects as far as when it comes to holdbacks. This boy here, though, has a very, very spotty, bright future here.
Yes, he does.
You see the ink blotches kind of all melting together on his back. There's also different, I guess you could say, depth on him when it comes to his spots. Some overlap others. There's a different darkness, a different tint to some of his spots. At times you would think they were, a little green, but they're not. It's just a different concentration. But yeah, as you guys can see, he is absolutely phenomenal. I can see him literally, whatever's beyond a cornerstone male, it's him. Ain't that what they say in football, baby? It's him. He's him. Yeah, he's him. That's definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely him. He's got Riz, as they say.
Oh, wow. Our kids are going to really
what is that?
Get on us.
Yeah, it's like...
we should name him Riz.
We should name him Riz.
Oh, my gosh. Our kids will lose their mind.
Y'all tell us what you think. What do you think? Riz or Drip?
Oh, my gosh. That's going to be hilarious. So, in the comments, definitely post your comment. Riz or Drip. Yeah. Either one is going to piss our kids off because they swear we're so old and out of touch with reality. But check him out. This is what we look for. But the thing about this with the Super Dowels, if we would have sold this baby when he was smaller, we would literally have really lost out on such a stunner. Yeah. It's a very difficult well, for us, we're just not going to do it at this point. We need to have a standard for ourselves on what we're going to do as far as hatching them out, growing them out a little bit, seeing what they're going to turn into, making sure we keeping the main thing. And the main thing is to make sure that we're progressing our projects as the primary focus, because the more we can get geckos of this caliber into our program and projects, the more we can have more of this level available. So there you guys have it. That boy, phenomenal. He's from Hailstorm and Gelato. Literally 2 of our absolute most stunning super dowels. We've kind of fine-tuned our super dowel project we've let go quite a bit of kind of good females and males and tried to hold on to our top tier.
It's fun to look at the different areas that we go in with our super dowels or our ink spots. It's like Hailstorm, he's got his 2 ladies, Gelato and Saint, and then you've got a whole different level in Riddick and Spot 'em Got 'em. And those babies, I can't wait to see them fully grown. Yeah. And then you have your red base ones or your confettis. Like we have Confetti Wop and his ladies, and Animaniac is beautiful. He's really red and covered in spots.
And even with like a Confetti Wop, you can't. A lot of our super dowels, you really can't compare them. Some of them you really can't, because they're in different projects. We're trying to utilize them to do different things here at Flawless. Confetti Wop, I feel like he is a very we don't, but if you're looking at the overall opinion, he's a very undervalued male. He's a male that's literally super dowel, but he's a super red dowel. Yeah. Not only is it a super red dowel, he's a super red dowel with red spots. So if you literally see him,
green spots.
Yeah, a few green spots. So if you see him fire up, because he's Mardi Gras line.
Yes.
If you see him fire up, he just looks like a red gecko, a red-based gecko with a few green spots popping up. But when you see him fire down, you're like, there's no way that's the same gecko.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep working that project, especially with how, I guess you say, untapped, unfine-tuned the Mardi Gras side things is. Now, don't get us twisted. There's a lot of breeders working the Mardi Gras project. We're not trying to say that we're the only ones.
No.
Very, very notable mention, a respectable breeder that we love to conversate with and work with is Fringe Morphs.
Yep.
We actually acquired geckos from them earlier stages, actually a couple times from them. And we were really, really ecstatic to send geckos their way as well.
Yes.
So that
works
was really
both
cool.
ways with that.
Absolutely.
And just a shout out to one of our Patreon members, William D'Armand with Patriotics Exotics. He has very much, delved into what he can do with different Dow spots. He wants to do, these confetti / Mardi Gras / lily whites that really
he's further along than we ever got in that project.
Because we kind of played with that a little bit with like Penelope and Ghost, because she was showing up spots in some of her offspring with her lily whites, but we just didn't. We kind of abandoned that project,
we did.
And now we see it kind of coming to fruition with Williams projects, which is pretty cool.
Which at the end of the day, that shows you guys that, one breeder cannot do it all. And we are not going to have the answers to every single gene, every single combo. That's not how this works. You're going to have people that are going to fine tune their focus so much to a point where literally they're going to be producing phenomenal animals. And like William, if you guys are going to be, in the South Carolina area, he tends to then shows.
He does. He does the one in Charleston because they're from that area.
So if you actually see Patriotics Exotics, you are going to go by his booth. Say hello to him. He's a very welcoming. He's going to comment in this video. He watches every video. But his personality is amazing. His business mind is well intact because he comes from the dog world. And
he's a wonderful father, family man. Yes.
Let him know that, we sent you guys by there. And he's part of the Flawless family. He's definitely, and he's a Flawless affiliate. So you guys are going to want to tap in and figure out what all that Flawless affiliate is about.
Exactly. We got so many great things coming up.
Yeah, and already here.
Yes, and already here.
So we are also going to be on Snakes and the Fat Man.
Yes.
It's very, very interesting. If you wonder, like, how does that even get in there with the gecko world? But shout out to Gecko Diva.
Yes,
number one.
Crystal with Gecko Diva.
Yes,
she has been the first gecko breeder to be
that we know of.
Yeah, the first solely, I guess, gecko breeder that we know of that was featured on the 15 Minutes of Lame with Christina and Snakes and the Fat Man, right? So it's like, it's a real honor, I feel like, to be in a world of ball python, driven super giants, and be a gecko breeder and them actually,
absolutely
show an interest in us.
So we want you guys to hopefully come over there and watch us, Fat Man Nation. We will be 15th. Live January 15th. So I believe that's a Wednesday.
Yep.
It's important to come through there nice and strong so we can represent for the Crested Gecko community as a whole. We just to kind of touch on it really quickly, we're going to kind of not mend it together, but as everyone knows, the Crested Geckos still is our foundation.
Yes.
And it's always going to be our foundation. Yes. And Crested Geckos got us into ball pythons, which kind of boosted us up to that platform over there. Yeah. So we will speak a little bit about that, getting started with Crested Geckos, and not to deep dive into an entirely different video, but expressing how Crested Geckos is 100 times harder to do it at this level than ball pythons. And it's no disrespect to ball pythons, but the market is just so much more vast. So anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys have had as much fun watching this episode as we did making this episode. But again, Every single week we're coming at you guys with these. We have a ton of animals that we hold back that's like this, that don't get too much camera time. So we're going to bring them forward to get the video time for you guys, as well as still some breeders we haven't showed off yet.
Yep.
Anyway, it's Flawless Crested Geckos, Will, Audra, and we are out.
Bye.